Hello my mindful foodies, Inga from Health Origins here, and oh my goodness, I present to you the fudgiest healthy vegan brownie recipe. Let's begin. So you might be wondering why I didn't call you health seekers as normally and called you mindful foodies. Well, I've decided that I'm switching up the term a little bit because I think the mindful foodies fits a little bit better to the theme of my channel, because here we're all about being mindful of what we put in our bodies. So yeah, so that's a new term for you guys. We'll start by combining the wet ingredients. So for that, I've got a big jug here and I've got 100 grams of melted chocolate, dark chocolate. You could use maybe up to 150 grams, so about a cup. So mine was a little bit less than a cup because it's 100 grams. So I've melted this over a bain-marie, or you could melt it in the microwave if you've got one. We don't have a microwave, and so I just make it the old-fashioned way. And actually, before we progress with this, I need to pour my coffee. So this is cooled down coffee. You could use, you know, if your stomach is not that great with coffee, like mine isn't really, but I'm just going with coffee for this one. But you could go with the coffee alternatives like chicory or dandelion coffee. That would work. It just gives that like extra depth of flavor to these brownies. So I've got 2 tablespoons of ground chia seeds here, or you could use flax seeds. It's up to you. I prefer in baking, I prefer chia seeds, where the color doesn't matter, because obviously these are going to be chocolate brownies, so the color doesn't matter. But sometimes, if you want a light bake, then I will use flax seeds because of the color. But here, so I've got 8 tablespoons of cool down coffee, and I'm going to just mix it with 2 tablespoons of milled chia seeds here to make our chia eggs. So these need to stand for maybe 5 minutes or so, just to gel up. It's a super sunny day, so I hope you still see what I'm doing here. So yeah, so I've added my melted chocolate in here. Now we're gonna add 6 tablespoons of almond butter, or you could use cashew butter. So this is we're using instead of normal butter. So although obviously this is oil-free recipe, and it's still not fat-free recipe, it's still got quite a bit of fat from the chocolate and also from this nut butter here. However, it's probably the healthiest brownie recipe that's nice and fudgy that you're gonna find. So that then we need a teaspoon of vanilla essence here, and then we'll leave this to gel for a couple more minutes while we put together our dry ingredients. For dry ingredients, we have a quarter of a cup of cocoa powder here, so I'm going to just sieve it to make sure it's nice and non-lumpy. See, I've got a couple of bits here at the end, so I'll not use these. Then next, I've got 3/4 of a cup of whole grain wheat flour, which is like a pastry, like fine milled flour, plus 2 tablespoons. So it's 3/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons, or you could also use gluten-free flour for this as well. So I'm just gonna sieve that as well, just to make sure it's all nice and non-clumpy. In fact, that doesn't look very clumpy to me, so I'm just gonna add it on in there. We'll need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So in here, and 1 teaspoon of salt. It sounds like a lot of salt, so I think I'll go for half a teaspoon. You can go for a teaspoon if you want. I think half a teaspoon will do here. So I'm gonna just mix that up. So now I'm gonna add my chia eggs to the wet mix, and I'm gonna give it a stir. You obviously want to work pretty fast so that your chocolate doesn't start setting. I thought I might need the stick blender, but I really don't need it. It's fine just to mix it with the spatula here. And that's it. So I'm gonna, I forgot, we need the sugar. So actually sugar, I'm just gonna mix it with the dry ingredients. It'll be a bit easier. So this is a cup of coconut sugar. I'll put all the ingredients and quantities down below. So you could either use coconut sugar, which is a healthier sugar, or also unrefined rapadura cane sugar as well. You can potentially try and make these with date sugar, but I haven't tried. I might try it next time to see what they're like with date sugar. With date sugar, although you probably need a little bit more because it's not as sweet as the regular sugar. So yeah, so I'm gonna just add my dry into the wet mix and give it a quick stir. Don't over stir, just as soon as you combine it, that's pretty much good enough. You don't want to over stir this. Actually, because I've used nut butter and not vegan butter that you melt and put it in with the whole recipe, it actually looks too dry. It's more like crumbs rather than like a nice gooey fudgy dough that we need. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of soy milk, or you could just also use water, but although I think some plant milk would be better here. So I've got a cup of plant milk, soy milk in this case, but I'm gonna just add probably about half of it now and see if we need any more. Yes, so I think that will be enough. It's nice and fudgy and gooey. And now I'm gonna mix half a cup of dark chocolate chips as well for that extra decadence, but this is optional. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. And I've preheated my oven on 180 degrees Celsius or 160 fan oven, and I'm gonna just I've lined 8 inch by 8 inch or 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters square glass dish, and I'm gonna be adding my brownie mix in here, and then I'm gonna just distribute this evenly across the bottom of this container. So that looks good enough for me. I'm gonna add this into my oven for 30 to 35 minutes and we're gonna check it. My Fudgiest healthy vegan brownies are done. So I baked this for 30 minutes. It actually doesn't need any more because it was quite a dry batter. If your batter is runnier, you might need to bake it for up to 35 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna let this cool down for maybe 10-15 minutes until it's fully cooled down, and then we're gonna slice and taste test it. So let me give this a go again. So I've let it rest for another half an hour and it pretty much seems cool now. So I'm gonna just slice it and I'll slice it into 3 here. So we'll have 9 squares. Can you see the knife? It's looking gooey inside already. Look who the cat dragged in.
The cat. Thank you very much.
We've got Mark to help me taste test these brownies. They look phenomenal.
Well, if I must.
Do you want more with the end crust or middle bit?
I want the end piece.
Okay, fine. So
I'm going to pay for that later.
Yeah. So yeah, so let's give it a go.
Oh, wow. My God.
Aren't these the fudgiest brownies?
They're so good.
Oh man.
They're moist, they're rich, but they're not, you know, they're not sickly. You know?
Kind of a bit gooey at places,
Yeah.
you know, where the chocolate is still setting. Oh my goodness. This is so delicious. So, you know, if you have to compare the Okara kind of Cara brownies. These ones. Yeah, I think these are probably so far the best brownies I've ever made.
Definitely. I have to second that.
And they've got like a bit of a crunchy shell at the top, like brownies should have.
I'm pleased I chose the edge one, because that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so delicious. Guys, try this. You're not gonna regret it. I mean, like I say, it's not the healthiest brownie in the world because it still has like obviously chocolate and nut butter and sugar. Although it's like a healthier alternative because the sugar is coconut sugar and you know there's no margarine or oil in here, so definitely thumbs up from me. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and yeah, try these and let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe for more videos and experiments like this on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And as always, guys, remember, food is fuel.
So be mindful of what you put in the body.
Exactly. Until next time.
Bye, guys.